Hi guys!
Hello.
Welcome to episode 2 of Fear Fuel. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Now Christmas has came and went and your decorations are sitting out, you're sick of them, so you're just going to slam your face down into them. Or we could not do that and instead just do it with special effects makeup. I have been doing special effects makeup for quite some time, mostly just as a hobby, but I've also done it professionally in haunted houses. But we're going to show you what you need to create this look. So to start off, a bruise palette is best. Or if you don't want to look for yours, like I didn't, you're going to get an eyeshadow palette. Make sure you get one without shimmer. Shimmer is going to make it not realistic. So get something with a matte color.
Your glitter smashing face.
You can add that as effect on top. You've also got brushes. I just grabbed a couple really basic brushes. Nothing intense. This is a really easy look. Fake blood, just this little tiny thing, nothing special. Stipple sponges. Stipple sponges are going to be your best friend when you do blood. It's the best way to get a realistic application on there. And then to make the skin effects and make it actually kind of blend into your skin, you're going to use some liquid latex. I got some flesh color that's going to work best for us.
Then you're also going to want some cotton balls, which is going to help apply the latex, get some texture in there. And then of course, now for the fun stuff. Got some Christmas ornaments. And then 2 different varieties, size candy canes. You gotta have your candy canes around the holidays. Now, will we eat them along the way?
What?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I mean, yes.
I'll eat them along the way.
No.
All right, guys, here we go.
Let's get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So what I did first is I prepped my workstation. I literally only have the stuff in front of me that I need. So like our pack had 3 stipples in it, I just got 1. I went ahead and broke my candy canes down in size. These are the larger size candy canes. Now we're using a fairly cheap liquid latex. Now, this is a fine brand to use, but it's not gonna have like a super crazy amount of hold. So I broke the candy canes down to just like little tiny nubs. That way they're not, pulling down on her face and falling down into her eye. The ornament, you could get the ones that break off into halves. I couldn't find those, so what I did is I just pressed my thumb into this one to create a hole back here. That way it lays flat instead of having a round side on you. That's going to be hard to attach. Obviously be very careful. This was plastic, so I barely had to push on it for it to break, but a lot of ornaments are glass, so have some common sense. Be careful about jagged edges. Whether you're doing this on yourself or a model, you don't want to be poking anybody with your makeup. So just make sure there's no really sharp jagged edges there. I'm going to clean a lot of this up with the cotton and the latex and make sure that nothing is gouging out your skin.
For real this time.
Other than that, I've just got my brushes and I've pulled apart some cotton. Very rarely will you ever place a full cotton ball on somebody's face. Usually you do it in little strands like this. That's what's going to give you that torn flesh effect. The only time I can ever see this is if you have like a giant boil, which is now on the floor.
Boil floors. Floor
right.
boils.
So what our idea is, we're just going to show you a couple different things. I'm going to start with these little nubs and put them on her forehead like little candy cane horns. I thought that was going to be cute. They broke really easily and really clean. I thought they were going to be really jagged and like have them like protruding out of your face, but that didn't happen. So I'm going to use the more fun side, the one with the swirl on it. I'm going to use this on the outside.
Real quick, guys, before you start anything with latex, remember that if it does get on your clothes, it will not come off. So don't wear your favorite sweater or wear something you don't care about.
Yeah, it really does get down there into the fibers. Also, if you've never used liquid latex before, do a patch test on like your arm or something. More people are allergic to latex than I would have ever expected. So if you're not sure, you want to do that patch test. Also, we're working with candy. I've been doing a bad job at doing this, but you shouldn't handle it too much. It's basically going to start melting in my hands. So try not to handle it too much. And if you can use fake candy, that's even better, but YOLO.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to do is I'm just gonna put some dabs on her forehead. Look at us. I'm gonna put some dabs on her forehead where I'm gonna place them, let those get a little bit tacky. So there's something to adhere to. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just mapping out where those little nubbins are gonna go. I'm probably gonna start with some latex on the side because that'll hold a lot faster than the candy's going to. And I'm just gonna start building up my edges. Now the edge that I'm building up right now is basically like where the candy broke in or out of her skin, whatever look you're trying to go for. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm just building that up as if the skin had torn there. The nice thing about special effects makeup is that when you're doing like a gory look, it's very forgiving. Zombies are probably one of the easiest things to do. You can't mess it up. All you do is just add more color, add more blood, and it's very rare that you're gonna mess it up. So it's really good and forgiving, and a good place to start if you're just starting out in special effects makeup. It's nice and easy. You know, obviously shows like Face Off or the body painting one where they're doing more glamorous, refined type looks, a little less forgiving, but obviously you work your way up. So what I did is I put a little bit of latex on her face and then placed the cotton on top of that. And now I'm putting another layer of latex on top of the cotton to kind of seal it all together. I'm not like soaking the latex and just creating a barrier. Inside, basically it's dry and still fluffy. I'm just working on the outside of the cotton. I can feel it sticking a little bit, but I'm gonna hold it until I feel like it's more dry. Although I'm gonna switch hands though, because I wanna get a little bit more latex around the edges. Wow.
Good catch.
I know, I should have been holding it like I said I was going to, but I didn't. Don't mind me, I'm just flirting with the camera while I hold your face. It might not be, I keep putting more on instead of letting it get tacky. Just blow you on camera.
You blow me on camera?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's what I did. I'm building the edge up a little higher instead of just relying on the latex.
So the difference between what we're doing right now and inside of a haunted house per se is inside of a haunted house you have upwards of like 100 people to do this to. So once they get the latex on you, usually kind of hang out, let it dry for a bit, and then you go back to like coloring and makeup. Not that this isn't makeup, this is also makeup.
Right, no, I know what you're saying. You do it in steps. Also, haunted house makeup isn't very detailed.
You have lots of lighting to help you out.
The one thing that people learn is that haunted house makeup is made to be in haunted houses. We're not going to walk outside and do like a TV interview with like their bright lights shining on you. Now obviously they have better characters, like their lot monster characters and anybody who's roaming around outside, they're going to take a little bit more time on their makeup. But everybody inside, I've seen actors take up to 30 seconds to get makeup done. And that's pretty typical, simply just because you're doing it on such a large scale. As you can see, I'm not really like measuring anything. I literally just like pull pieces off like willy-nilly. I'm telling you, it's very forgiving. You can always add more too. So if you put on a piece that's not quite long enough, add another one. It's really not a big deal. Just like with any makeup, the big thing is to trust the process. Because like if you look at this right now, it's very strange. You just have a fuzzy forehead. But the other one looks really good. It looks really good.
And it's only gonna get better once you put, you know, all of your blood on it and whatever you're using, you know, your bruise palette for all your colors. It's just gonna look better.
Yes.
There is no going down during the process. You only rise up.
So Krista, what was your favorite makeup that you ever did when you were working in Hunts?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question. Oh, there's like so many.
There are very many.
I personally liked a lot of the clown makeup.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the thing about working on a house is a lot of them you have a lot of zombies. You know, you have a lot of crazy people and, you know, just strange creatures. But clowns are fun. You know, you don't really know what to expect from a clown.
Clowns are really, really fun.
Clowns and crazies are my favorite. You pretty much say and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Within reason.
You just have to be clever about it. I was really good at telling people they were really stupid without saying those words. If you've never worked in a haunted house before and you've got free time in October, look into it. You're gonna gain family, which is how Krista and I met. I don't know if we've said that yet, but that's how we met.
Yes.
And here we are.
What, like 3 years later?
At
4 years later?
At least, yeah. It's been a while. But you're gonna gain family, you're gonna have the most fun you've ever had in your life, and you're gonna get, well, some are volunteer, but if you look around hard enough, you're gonna get paid to scare people.
It's satisfying, you know, going from your everyday job, you know, whatever that might be, and then, you know, switching gears and scaring people. You kind of get to let all your rage out, your frustration, but have a great time doing it. And what a lot of people don't understand is that it can be a very physically demanding job. You know, on those busy nights where you have hundreds of people coming in, you know, thousands even, you're running around, you're yelling, you're jumping, you're doing whatever crazy thing you want to do, but you keep going. It's tiring. Gotta drink lots of water, eat before you go, but it's worth it.
I think one of the best things, like you said, is just letting go from your real life job. You know, working in a lot of customer service type jobs, you can imagine the kind of things that I want to say to people, but I don't, because I know better. But in a haunted house, you can say those kind of things. You want to tear somebody's skin off?
Tell them.
Tell them. I mean, don't do it, but tell them that you're going to. So again, what I'm doing is I'm just building up the edges, creating that fake skin to kind of grip on to this little bed. And then letting it dry kind of in between. How does that feel? I still have more latex put on, but does it feel okay so far?
Yeah. So what was your favorite thing to do in a haunted house when you were acting?
So, that's not your hair, that's cotton. One thing that I was really good at, it was a lights out type event that we were doing, and what I would do is, like, my eyes adjust really well to the dark. I can basically see like it's daylight out. And so what I would do is I would see people coming across this bridge into my area, and I would charge at them, and they wouldn't be able to see me until I was right here. So I would charge and lunge at them, and they'd all fall backwards. And in that second, I would then turn around and run back to my spot. And it was this little nook. And what I would do is I would Spider-Man crawl up the wall so that when they came around, they'd be looking for me, but I'd be on top of them. And so the second they would come around into my area, I would let go of the wall and just drop down in front of their faces. It's incredible.
That sounds awesome.
It's one of the best scares I've ever had, and I did it consistently with every group that came through, and it was a lot of fun.
That's definitely something I wish I could have seen.
Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna come back and color it. But what we're going to do now is the ornament. You also want to try it out on the face too, because like if the hole I had here didn't fit Krista's face very well, I would want to make sure I had it in a good area. And if I go ahead and glue it down, like
just put it on my nose.
You know what? What if we? I mean,
sure.
No.
Just smelling latex.
Listen, don't give me these ideas if you're not gonna pull through.
Listen. The fun part about working on a haunted house is when you go to a makeup artist, a lot of the times they ask you what you want.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Because you can come into them with whatever sort of idea you want to do. You know, because me, I don't really know how to do this. So being able to go to the haunted house and being like, you know, here's this really cool thing I saw, and they're like, all right. And then they do it in like a minute.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how the hell?
The thing is, the makeup artists, they want to challenge themselves because they've been doing the same characters for years and years and years. So when you come to them with a different idea, something that they've never done before, they're going to get really excited. So don't be afraid to like create that bond with your makeup artist and, you know, come up with ideas, you know, do some research and tell them what you're interested in. Now, obviously it has to be within reason, you know, you can't have a full body prosthetic, you know, if you're working in a haunted house. Give them something realistic to achieve. Although I have seen it where people have come to work early and have arranged it with their makeup artist to be like, I want this really cool look. Are you willing to do this with me? And they'll say yes. So it's all about communicating and building that relationship with your makeup artist, which you really should. They're good people, they're talented people, and it's always nice to have somebody willing to use you as a canvas.
On top of that, going along with you don't want to do something too crazy, make sure it suits the house. You know,
Please.
Don't go in being like, I want to be a siren, a spooky mermaid today, when you're in a clown house.
Yeah, make it relevant. Remember that at the end of the day, you're there to work for them, so keep it relevant. As somebody who's been in charge of the performance and had to like tell people no, like don't put your performance manager in that kind of position. Don't do that to them.
It's awkward for them. It's awkward for you.
No, like they don't want to say no to you and you know, bash on your creativity. But they also, at the end of the day, want the haunt to do as well as they can. Now obviously, some haunted houses are going to be more strict than others. It's all about getting to know like where you work and who you work with. So communication is key, always. Done. Just kidding. Oh, I forgot that you have hands.
I have hands. 2 of them, actually.
Man, thanks. I appreciate you.
I'm gonna say it was funny watching you just be like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
You're the worst.
A little bit.
I'm not gonna say it was funny, but it was funny.
A little bit. Another thing with haunted house makeup is a lot of the time they'll use airbrushes.
Oh yeah.
Airbrushes are really cool because they can cover a lot of ground very fast.
So much.
Don't breathe while they're going.
Don't open your eyes.
Don't open your eyes, your mouth. Just pretend you're a rock.
Shut all your orifices. Okay, I've got a big glob on top, so I want that to dry a little before I put more on. The thing is, when you pack more and more and more on, it's going to take a long time for the stuff underneath to dry. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and then we'll go from there. I'm just measuring out where I want the candy cane to be. How does your ornament feel?
My balls feel great.
Another thing is to like research a makeup you want to do before you just expect your makeup artist to know how to do it. They are gonna need certain materials for certain kind of looks. Also, not all looks are easy to recreate. I mean, like Hollywood exists for a reason. I know a lot of people like the slashed mouth thing, but what's really hard about that is that when you have a bunch of latex right here, you can't really move your mouth a whole lot because every time you do, this stuff's gonna separate. So you just gotta be really careful about those things. Depending on what you're working with, you might not be able to get a good product.
So as you can see, I got my little horns, my little ornament. Now pretty stable here.
Do you want me to do another candy cane or an ornament? An ornament, I mean, I'm worried about, here's what I'm worried about. This, attaching it from this end, there's a lot of weight from where it's hooked onto, so I'm worried about it falling off of her face, hence why I made these so short. Do you want me to try the candy cane or do you want to do another ornament? I think an ornament would be really cute.
Let's do an ornament.
Okay. Change plans on the fly, but I really like these little ornaments.
You know, that's what makeup is sometimes. Sometimes you just do things and you like them more as you go along. And the thing about this look, guys, is it's really not an expensive thing to do. You know, we got most of our supplies here at the dollar store. The cotton balls, the candy canes, the little ornaments. The only thing we didn't get at the dollar store was latex, which was about $5, and your sponges I think were like $2 or $3. And then your blood was a couple bucks.
Yeah. So I think altogether this is, I would be surprised if this is a $20 look.
Yeah, I think that's
grossly like over exaggerating. I think maybe it's even less than $15. Really simple. You don't have to go broke doing these kind of things. I mean, obviously, you know, you have to be careful about what you buy. You know, certain products are not going to be as good as others. But if you're willing to be patient, unlike me, then you should be able to get a good product. Trying to do one thing at a time, because usually at this point when I'm waiting for stuff to dry, I would color and stuff and blend and all that neato fun stuff, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself since, you know, a lot of you probably don't know what you're doing, so I'm going to do one thing at a time.
And so we've stuck about 4 different things to my face now. How many combos have you used?
One. Literally. I'm pretty sure it's one because the other one's still on the floor.
So that just shows how much like you really need. Like you don't need a lot. And we still have like this much left from that one combo.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna give this a little bit of time to dry. We're gonna cut really quick and then we'll be back to color and blend and all that fun stuff. So,
all right, see you in a minute.
All right, we're back. Krista's face is nice and dry. Now we're just gonna add some color, make it a little bit more realistic and some gore. I'm sure that was a really attractive face and I'm not going to regret putting that on the internet at all. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a combination of brown and red and purple. I'm probably just gonna stick with those colors because I'm basically gonna cover everything in blood. Now obviously the latex has a bit of an orange tint to it. I guess that's their flesh color. It's a little Jersey Shore if you ask me.
We're in Colorado, yeah. we don't have the tan.
So I'm not gonna worry too much about blending it. I thought about putting some foundation on. I just don't think it's worth it. With gore makeup, you really don't have to blend too much. So I'm not gonna worry about making it look like realistic skin. I'm just gonna add a little bit of depth with some color and then cover it in some blood, because if a candy cane went through your face, you're gonna get more than a drop. So here we go. I'm gonna start with some red. Red is a good color for bruising, the red and the purple. Brown is really just more of like a depth kind of color. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but it just gives it more dimension than just having like red and purple on there. So it's gonna look a little deeper in some sections. So again, I'm just getting a little red base. It's making it look really sore. That's what the red's doing. The purple is going to be more of like a bruising kind of color. And then I'll add brown, and then I might go in with a little bit more red, depending. Chris, I'm really jealous that this is on yours. It's really cute.
We're talking about getting sushi after we record this, and might just go get sushi just like this. Wrong way.
It happens.
The sushi distracted me.
Even without blending, like it's just, I'm telling you, this is really forgiving. Like nothing about this says natural skin tone, but I would throw this in a haunted house instantly. I'd probably throw this in a highlight area of a haunted house and still feel really confident about it. Just like I said, trust the process. If you know anything about makeup, you know trust the process. One thing I did forget to mention that is very, very, very important: before you do any kind of makeup on yourself or your model, wash your hands. Wash your freaking hands. Wash your brushes. Wash everything. Wash everything. Make sure that your workspace is very clean. A lot of times makeup is going on your face. Obviously there's stuff elsewhere, you know, sometimes you'll get on like your chest or your shoulders. But you always want to make sure you're using clean product, especially in a haunted house, because you're touching so many faces in a small amount of time. Just don't go spreading your germs like that. Don't do it.
That'd be a lot of germs.
It is a lot of germs. I think I'm pretty comfortable with this color. Go ahead and give them a look. Like I said, there's really nothing natural about it. It just looks really bruised, really irritated. I didn't even worry about covering all the latex because I want that depth. I want a lot of dimension in the color. And again, this is a horror makeup, so it's, you know, it's really forgiving. I don't have to make it look realistic. She's got candy canes in her face.
Okay. My tongue does not reach there.
All right, so we're done with the color and the bruising and all that good stuff. So we're gonna finish up with a wee bit of blood. This is a lot of blood. I know it doesn't look like much, but it really is, okay?
You don't need this whole thing.
No, not even close. We're not gonna pull a carry. You don't gotta go pour a whole bucket on your head, as much as I would love to do that.
I'm down. One of these days, we'll do it.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour a little bit into this. This is what the blood came in. As you can see, there's just like a teeny tiny bit of blood in there. That's all I'm gonna start with. I may need more, but this is what I'm gonna start with. So I'm just gonna dab in the corner, like edge part of the stipple. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab it around where the stuff is broken into her skin.
The thing about fake blood is that there's a few different kinds. There is some flake blood that stays sticky. And there is some fake blood that dries. When you're working on a haunted house, you do get both sometimes. I have always preferred the one that dries.
Same.
Then I touch my face and all of a sudden my hand's bloody, which isn't a bad thing. But then you touch something else, or you go to take a drink of your water, and all of a sudden everything is sticky.
Or like if you're like me and you, actually I guess you too, if you have like a ton of hair, oh god, I hate, like it's worse than lip gloss, you know, pulling it out of your hair, or yeah, out of your hair constantly.
So this is the first ornament.
Well, I'm glad you
Got
turned
blood
this
on
way.
it.
Oh. So the big thing that I'm trying to do is not just like glob it on, otherwise I would have just poured this on her. The stipple effect is gonna give you like these teeny tiny little splatters and more of a natural kind of blood. If I'm worried about anything looking natural, it's the blood. That's what I'm worried about, because that's what really ties the entire look together. I feel like I'm talking about, oh, this ties the whole look together, and I'm talking about blood, like, let me tell you, I love my life. It really completes the look and makes it very natural.
Like it's a scarf or something. I'm curious to know what type of blood this is.
I'm pretty sure it's the kind that stays sticky.
I thought so. And just like, my face is still wet.
Yep. It might dry after like a long period of time, but it's not gonna dry.
Definitely if you're working on a house and you want some of that, you know, extra pizzazz, once your makeup on, go ahead and tease it. Just wait till you have all your blood on.
Yeah, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's if I make somebody look terrifying and then they've got like freshly curled hair. Like, I won't even ask. I'm gonna come up to you with a teasing comb and F up your hair, because you can't have good looking hair with half your face torn off. It doesn't work. It's not scary. Remember, at the end of the day, this is advice to all you girl haunters out there. At the end of the day, you're there to scare people, okay? And if I come by and compliment your hair, you're not scaring me. So, just throw that out there. So I would call it that. I'd say that's finished. I mean, if I really wanted to finish the look up a bit, I would maybe stipple the edges of the blood a little bit more.
Probably wouldn't have walked into this with perfect eye makeup.
But for all intents and purposes, I really hope I said that right, because Devin's going to see this and she's going to rip me to shreds. Anyway, this is what the look is, and it was pretty easy. You know, we didn't spend much, we didn't do much. It's a really easy thing to recreate. Just be patient and, you know, research the materials.
The more you do it, it's going to come more natural. You're going to learn what you're doing.
Practice.
But thanks so much for sticking in here with us, guys. No, we really appreciate it. Like we said earlier, it's our second video. We're just kind of trying to get some variety in here. So if there's anything you want to see, don't want to see, special requests, special makeup that you want us to try out, let us know. Let us know in the comments. Send us a message. We'll look at them. We'll read them. We'll get back to you. You know, we're in this because we love it. It's so much fun to us. And we want you guys to enjoy it as much as we do. So we really appreciate it. And we did decide that we're going to be launching a video every Thursday. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Thanks.
Bye.
See ya.
Wow.
So in the added bonus today, we got this candy cane game at the dollar store. It's called Naughty or Nice Candy Cane Game. Self-explanatory. It's kind of like your Birdie Box themes, where you got your candies, and some of them are good flavor and some of them are bad flavor. Your blues could be blue raspberry or dirty socks.
Yum.
Cherry or onion for your red. And your green, it's green apple or fish.
Why onion? Why is it red onion?
I've never heard of onion in anything.
It's very strange.
All right. So we're going to give this a spin. Whatever color it lands on, we're both going to try one. And Sue's got the good luck today. Red first.
Okay.
All right.
This one's calling my name. It's like this weird U shape. It's not like a candy cane.
This one's broken just like me.
I feel like this is a bad sign.
Oh. I think it stands for you should eat me.
Or you're effed.
Yeah. All right.
Are you going to smell? Don't smell it. Just like pop it in your mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's like a wishbone.
Are we just putting like a piece in?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Oh God, that's not like. What did you get?
Cherry.
Oh no, that was a 100% not cherry. It ain't no onion neither. That's nasty. Eat it.
Oh God. Okay. I can't have this one at the ready.
Eat it. Eat it. It's bad, y'all.
Oh.
I thought that because we bought this game at the dollar store, they were basically gonna taste like nothing. I was very wrong.
These I can wash that down.
These are nasty.
All right. Go ahead and spin.
Okay. Oh look, it landed on green.
Oh man.
Oh God, I can still taste it. My tongue feels
This
weird.
one's also broken.
I just grabbed one. I can't get. I'm a mess now. Blech.
All right. Was this one fish or
green apple?
All right.
Let's do it.
One of these smells really bad.
Ready?
Oh. All
Go.
right, cheers. It was mine.
You don't say.
Oh God, that was so bad.
This is the worst green apple of my life, and I am here for it.
Okay. But you're eating this. Oh God. You should have your drink at the ready.
All right, cool.
That's the worst thing I've ever tasted. Wow.
They're all getting mixed up too.
We're just gonna.
Wait, what is this? A fish. Okay. Oh God. I want to go home. Oh. Oh, ew.
That was terrible.
Nasty. Nasty. Nasty.
Oh, blue. Okay.
That worked out too well. Blue.
I don't have any strategy going into this one. They're all connected. Okay.
Do they look different? Like this one's kind of stripy. Is that the giveaway?
The stripes?
Like, look at this one. It's kind of stripy.
This is kind of stripy.
I'll do a non-stripy. This is blue raspberry or dirty sucks.
Do we hit our lives again? Maybe.
Sorry.
Are we gonna do it again?
Absolutely.
I can't get this open. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to break this apart. Oh. All right. Cheers. Oh. I have blue raspberry. Do you like the dirty socks?
Surprise. Oh, there it is. Listen, don't make me seem crazy. It's kind of, it reminds me, it's kind of coconutty.
Is that what socks taste like?
I guess so. Oh no. You see, it's not like life-changing like the onion or the, is it bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also like coconut though, so putting the blue raspberry back in my mouth.
Well, today we learned that I like dirty socks.
Life lesson.
Thanks, y'all.
Your life has changed.
Catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.